In this video, I'm about to show you 10 carrot brands you need to avoid and 5 you should actually be using, starting with the worst offenders and working our way down. So by the time we flip to the good side, you know exactly what to look for and what to skip the next time you're standing in that produce aisle wondering if the bag you're holding is actually worth your money. Number 10. Grimway Farms. Let's start with a name most Americans don't even know is behind their carrots, because that's exactly how these companies want it. Grimway Farms is the single largest carrot grower in the United States. They supply a massive share of the bagged baby carrots sitting in grocery stores from coast to coast. Kroger, Safeway, Costco, you name it. They've built a near monopoly on American carrot production. And for years, consumers trusted the bags on their shelves without knowing who was filling them. Then came 2024. Grimway issued a sweeping voluntary recall across dozens of states after their carrots were linked to E. coli contamination. We are talking about whole and baby carrots sold under multiple store brand labels, all traced back to this one operation. The FDA posted the recall publicly, and it was big enough to make national news. Carrots. The one vegetable that parents have been handing to their kids as a safe snack for generations, suddenly the subject of a nationwide food safety event. And what's the lesson here? When one company controls this much of any food supply, a single failure point becomes everyone's problem. Grimway is not a small farm that had a bad season. This is a billion-dollar agricultural operation with the reach to contaminate grocery shelves from California to New York in the same week. That kind of concentration of power in the food system is something I've been watching for years, and this recall was the moment a lot of people finally got a glimpse of why it matters. Number 9. Green Giant Fresh Baby Carrots. Green Giant. The Jolly Green Giant. An American classic, right? The brand has been around since 1903 and has built one of the most trusted visual identities in the entire grocery store. People see that label and they feel safe. But let me tell you what that cheerful green giant is quietly hiding. Green Giant Fresh Baby Carrots are processed using chlorinated water rinses during the cleaning and packaging stage. Now, the industry will tell you this is standard practice, and technically, they're right. It is common. But common doesn't mean it's something you should be comfortable with when you're eating that food completely raw, straight out of the bag, with no cooking that might reduce residue. The Environmental Working Group raised flags about chlorine-washed raw produce in a 2019 Consumer Safety Report, specifically noting that regular raw consumption of chlorinated produce carries trace exposure risks that have not been adequately studied for long-term health effects. Beyond that, Green Giant sources from large consolidated growing contracts where conventional pesticide use is routine. Their baby carrots show up in produce residue testing with detectable levels of multiple pesticide types, not enough to trigger regulatory action, but enough to show up consistently across independent lab reports. You're not going to see any of that on the packaging. What you'll see is fresh, crisp, and that giant smiling face. Marketing is a wonderful thing for the people selling the product. Number 8. Earthbound Farm Organic Carrots. This one is going to frustrate some people, because Earthbound Farm has been a go-to brand for health-conscious shoppers for decades. The organic label, the clean packaging, the messaging about sustainable agriculture, it hits all the right notes, and I understand why people trust it. I really do. But here's something the packaging does not tell you. Earthbound Farm was founded as a small organic operation, acquired by White Wave Foods, which was then absorbed by the French multinational giant Danone, one of the largest food conglomerates in the world. The brand you trusted as a symbol of independent organic farming is now a line item in a global corporation's product portfolio, and when that kind of money takes over, scale replaces care. Earthbound Farm organic carrots today come from enormous monoculture organic operations. Industrial-scale farming that technically qualifies for USDA organic certification because it avoids synthetic pesticides, but has absolutely nothing to do with the small, diverse, carefully managed farm that the brand's identity suggests. The USDA organic label tells you what's not in the product. It does not tell you about soil health, farm diversity, biodiversity practices, or the actual conditions of the land these carrots grew in. A massive corporation growing organic carrots at industrial scale is still a massive corporation. The name on the bag changed. The The incentives did not. Number 7. Bolthouse Farms Baby Carrots. Bolthouse Farms has done a masterful job making itself look like the hip, health-forward carrot brand. The colorful bags, the rainbow carrot packs, the ranch dipping options, the fun sizing, they've made carrots feel modern. And for a while, that worked brilliantly. But let me pull back the curtain. Bolthouse Farms was purchased by Campbell Soup Company in 2012 for roughly $900 million. And as always happens, when a legacy food corporation acquires a natural brand, the squeeze began. Production was scaled up, cost structures were tightened, the farm-forward identity became a marketing tool rather than an operational commitment. Independent consumer lab testing has repeatedly flagged Bolthouse baby carrots for higher than average pesticide residue compared to regional organic alternatives. Their products are also processed through chlorinated rinses, and the bags carry language like farm fresh and peak freshness language that implies the carrots went from a field to your fridge in a short window. The reality of industrial produce distribution is that the gap between harvest and retail shelf is frequently measured in weeks, not days. What really gets to me is how calculated the marketing is. They know exactly what to put on the front of the bag to make you feel good about what you're buying. Meanwhile, the actual product inside is subject to the same pressures and compromises every Campbell's supply chain operates under. Don't let the rainbow packaging fool you. Number 6. Man's Nourish Bowls carrot-based products. Man's built their reputation on fresh vegetables, and then they made a move a lot of produce companies make when they want to grow revenue. They moved into the meal kit and prepared food space. Their Nourish Bowls, which feature carrots as a primary component, got positioned as a convenient, healthy option for people who want a quick lunch without cooking. The idea sounds good, the execution is a different conversation. When you flip over a Man's Nourish Bowl and read the nutrition panel, you run right into the first problem: sodium. A single serving in their carrot-based bowl varieties can hit over 600 milligrams of sodium in what is supposed to be a light, vegetable-forward health meal. The 2021 USDA dietary guidelines specifically flagged packaged healthy meal kits as a growing category of consumer deception, precisely because products like this carry health halos while delivering sodium levels that are genuinely problematic for older adults and people managing cardiovascular health. Then there's the sauce situation. The dressings and sauces in these bowls contain added sugars, modified food starch, and emulsifiers. These are the kinds of ingredients you add to a product not to make it taste better in any natural way, but to extend shelf life and reduce production costs. They took a genuinely healthy vegetable and covered it in processed sauce to make it shelf-stable and cheap to produce, and they put the word nourish on the front. That's not nourishment. That's a sales strategy. If you want the actual vegetable, buy the actual vegetable, not the version that's been dressed up and overpriced to look like a health meal. Number 5. Cal Organic Farms Carrots. Now here is a brand that requires a specific warning, because the deception here is built into the name itself. Cal Organic Farms sounds exactly like what a careful, health-conscious shopper is looking for. California. Organic. Farm. 3 reassuring words in a row. Shoppers see this and feel like they found something good. Cal Organic Farms is owned by Grimway Farms, the same company at number 10 on this list. The same operation connected to the 2024 E. coli recall. Grimway created Cal Organic as a premium sub-brand, a way to capture the organic market segment while operating under the same corporate umbrella, the same supply chain infrastructure, and the same large-scale industrial growing model. You are paying more for a bag that says organic and implies small farm care, while your money goes directly to the company whose name you'd recognize from a federal food recall. This practice of creating fake independent sub-brands is one of the food industry's favorite tricks. It happens in every category: beer, juice, snacks, and yes, produce. The goal is always the same: give the consumer the feeling of choice and independence, while consolidating revenue under one roof. The next time you see Cal Organic in the store, just remember, you already know who owns it, and you already know what happened in 2024. Number 4. Dole Baby Carrots. Dole, one of the most iconic names in American food. The pineapple cans, the banana stickers, the fruit cups. Generations of American families have grown up with Dole. But when it comes to their baby carrot line, there are some specific things happening that deserve more attention than they get. First, and a lot of people genuinely don't know this, baby carrots are not a variety of carrot. They are full-sized, mature carrots that get mechanically cut and lathe-shaped into those small, rounded nubs, then polished and rinsed. The process creates significant carrot waste, involves multiple stages of water treatment, and results in a product that is the processed form of something that started out as a whole vegetable. None of that is disclosed on the front of the bag. Beyond that, independent grocery testing has documented that Dole baby carrots consistently show elevated moisture content compared to other brands, meaning a measurable portion of what you're paying for by weight is absorbed water, not solid vegetable. A 2020 produce industry consumer report found that some Dole carrot bags contained up to 15% more water weight than their labeling would imply from vegetable matter alone. That is a legal practice. It is also, in plain language, a way to charge you full price for a product where a portion of the weight you're buying is water that was added during processing. When every dollar matters, and for most of us it does, that is not a small thing. Number 3. Bunny Love Carrots. Bunny Love is the brand you see in warehouse clubs and discount grocery stores in those enormous bags, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, bulk quantities that look like a tremendous deal when you're feeding a family or trying to stretch a grocery budget. I understand the appeal completely. But those big bags come with a cost that doesn't show up at the register. Bunny Love carrots have been flagged consistently in pesticide residue testing by independent consumer safety organizations. The brand sources through large-scale, conventional growing operations where pesticide application rates are among the highest in commercial produce. The Environmental Working Group's research into conventional carrot brands, including brands operating under this distribution model, has placed them in higher concern tiers for pesticide load in raw consumption. Here is the specific problem with carrots in this context. You eat them raw. You're not boiling out residues. You're not cooking anything off. What's on the surface of that carrot when it goes into the bag is what enters your body when you eat it. And for a vegetable that people, especially older adults and children, tend to eat regularly and in significant quantities, the cumulative effect of pesticide exposure over time is not something that should be dismissed just because the per-serving number falls within legal limits. Legal and safe are not always the same thing. The companies know that. They count on you not knowing it. A big bag and a low price is not a deal if what's inside is working against your health one snack at a time. Number 2. True Goodness Carrots Meyer's store brand. True Goodness is Meyer's private label organic line, and the name is doing an enormous amount of work. True Goodness. It implies honesty, care, quality, and authenticity, all in 2 words. But private label organic produce exists in a space where the oversight is thinner than most shoppers understand, and the transparency you'd want from an organic product simply isn't there. Meyer sources True Goodness carrots through third-party contract growers, which means the organic standards being applied to these carrots depend entirely on whoever won the growing contract for that season, not on a single monitored, consistently audited farm operation. A 2022 Food Safety Research Group audit of private label organic produce supply chains found that store-brand organics showed significantly higher rates of supply chain documentation gaps compared to name-brand organic products. That means when you buy True Goodness organic carrots and wonder where exactly they were grown, under what specific conditions, by whom, and audited how recently, those answers are not readily available to you. You are paying the organic premium. You deserve organic-level transparency. With True Goodness, the label makes a promise the supply chain structure cannot fully back up. And that's not the True Goodness any of us are looking for at the grocery store. Number 1. Market-side carrots, Walmart's store brand. And here we are. Number 1. The brand at the top of this list, or the bottom, depending on how you look at it. Walmart's market-side carrot line. And look, I'm not going to pretend this is shocking. Anyone who has watched how Walmart operates their food supply chain already knows where this is going. But I still want to walk through it, because the specifics matter. And because a lot of people shopping at Walmart think the produce section is somehow separate from all the cost cutting that runs through the rest of the store. It is not. Walmart moves more produce than virtually any other retailer in the United States. Their scale is almost incomprehensible. And when you operate at that scale, every sourcing decision is made through one lens: cost reduction. Market-side carrots are sourced through national distribution contracts awarded on the basis of price. The grower that can fill the most bags for the least money gets the deal. What that means for the food itself, for pesticide practices, for soil quality, for freshness protocols, for cold chain management, those things take a backseat to margin. The 2023 Environmental Working Group report on conventional produce placed store-brand carrots from major discount retailers in the highest concern tier for pesticide residue levels. Consumer reviews of market-side carrots are littered with complaints about short shelf life, rubbery texture within days of purchase, and inconsistent quality from bag to bag. These are all signs of a product that is being optimized for distribution efficiency rather than food quality. Walmart's entire food business model is built on extracting maximum cost savings from producers while charging consumers the minimum they'll accept. Somewhere in that equation, the food loses. Every single time. And I'm not telling you to feel guilty for buying the cheapest thing on the shelf when money is tight. I understand that reality better than most. But on carrots specifically, the cheapest option in the store is one category where you are taking on real risk to save $1. That's worth knowing. Now look, I didn't put this video together just to make you feel bad about your grocery cart. I put it together because you deserve to know what's actually going on, and because there are companies out there doing this right. Farmers and brands that actually earn the trust their labels are asking for, instead of just printing nice words on a bag and hoping you don't look deeper. Here are 5 carrot brands that I can genuinely recommend without any hesitation. Number 5. Trader Joe's Organic Carrots. Yes, it's a store brand. But before you scroll past, hear me out, because Trader Joe's operates a fundamentally different sourcing model than every other grocery chain we talked about in the first half of this video. Trader Joe's maintains direct, documented long-term sourcing relationships with a limited number of organic growers for their produce lines. They publish supplier standards. They don't award contracts to the lowest bidder on a quarterly basis the way Walmart and Meijer do. Their organic carrot line has been independently tested by the Organic Consumers Association and consistently performs in the low residue tier. The price is reasonable. The organic certification is applied with genuine rigor. And the consistency in terms of taste, texture, and how long they actually last in your refrigerator before going soft is noticeably better than what you get from discount store alternatives. If there's a Trader Joe's near you and carrots are a regular part of your grocery list, this is the bag you want. Number 4. Sunnyside Farms Organic Carrots. Sunnyside Farms is a smaller, certified organic operation available through Sprouts Farmers Market and select regional co-ops across the Midwest and Southeast. This is the kind of brand the big guys genuinely don't want competing with them, because Sunnyside does with transparency what the corporate brands won't. Their California growing operation uses cover cropping and natural pest management practices methods that go above and beyond the bare minimum required for USDA organic certification. These are practices that actually rebuild soil health over time, rather than just avoiding synthetic inputs. The Rodale Institute, one of the most respected names in organic agriculture research in this country, has published data showing that farms using these regenerative methods produce carrots with measurably higher beta-carotene and antioxidant levels. For a vegetable already celebrated for its nutritional density, that difference is genuinely meaningful. A bag of Sunnyside Farms organic carrots costs a couple of dollars more than the discount brands. That's the honest price of food, grown the right way. Number 3. Whole Foods 365 Organic Carrots. I know some people have complicated feelings about Whole Foods since Amazon acquired them. That's a fair concern. I share some of it. But here is the specific reason their 365 organic carrot line still earns a spot on this list. Whole Foods' entire brand identity is built on organic quality standards. Walking back on that with their own store label would cost them their customer base overnight, and Amazon's financial people know that. So the 365 organic carrots have maintained their sourcing standards through the acquisition. Consumer Reports tested Whole Foods' 365 organic carrots as part of a 2022 produce safety review and placed them in the lowest pesticide residue tier of all retail brands tested. Their cold chain protocols, the handling and temperature management from farm to store, are also more rigorously maintained than most conventional retailers, which is why their carrots hold their texture and freshness meaningfully longer than budget alternatives. The price reflects that. But when you are eating something raw, every dollar you spend on quality is worth far more than the dollar you save buying something that was compromised before it left the warehouse. Number 2. Covilli brand Organics carrots. Covilli might be new to some people watching this, and that's exactly why it deserves a spot near the top of this list. Covilli brand Organics is both USDA certified organic and fair trade certified, and they are one of the very few carrot producers in the US market where that fair trade certification actually means something you can verify. Covilli works with family farms in Sonora, Mexico, and California's growing regions. The farmers in their network receive above-market pricing, which means the people actually doing the farming are not being squeezed to keep corporate margins healthy. Third-party organizations audit these farms for both environmental and labor standards on an ongoing basis. In 2021, the Organic Trade Association recognized Covilli specifically for supply chain transparency, citing them as one of the only carrot producers to publicly disclose their full growing partner list. You can look up who grew your carrots. Think about how rare that is. Think about how many brands on the first half of this list would never in a million years let you do that. Covilli is available at Whole Foods through organic produce delivery services and at select co-ops. They're not cheap. They're not trying to be. Number 1, CalPure Organics. And at number 1, my top recommendation and the brand I point everyone to when they ask me specifically about carrots CalPure Organics. And please, do not confuse this with Cal Organic, the Grimway-owned brand we covered earlier. These are completely different companies. CalPure is an independent, family-owned California operation that has been farming since the 1980s and has held uninterrupted USDA organic certification since 1992. No acquisitions. No corporate parent. No multinational food conglomerate pulling the strings. What sets CalPure apart operationally is their soil rotation program. Their carrot fields cycle through multi-year rest and cover crop periods between harvests nitrogen-fixing plants that rebuild soil biology rather than depleting it season after season. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that carrots grown under these regenerative soil practices contain significantly elevated levels of polyacetylenes, carrots most closely associated with anti-inflammatory effects in human studies. These are not marketing claims, these are peer-reviewed findings. The carrots are denser, they last longer in the refrigerator, and in independent consumer taste tests, they consistently outperform every major commercial brand. You can find them at natural food co-ops, select farm markets, and through organic produce delivery services that serve most major metro areas. If the first half of this video made you angry, and honestly, it should then CalPure is exactly the kind of response to that anger that actually makes sense. Vote with your grocery dollar. Buy from the people who are doing this right.